Hello fellow humans, I'm an artist and today I want to show you that you don't need expensive subscriptions and complicated algorithms to draw really messy hands. But in reality I have this video that was kind of started and then dropped, and now I'm coming back to it a couple of months later. I'm trying to make sense of it and trying to, make it all work. So bear with me. So what is it actually that we're drawing in this video? Well, a couple of months ago it was February, and during February there was the 1st of February, and the 1st of February was hourly comic day. Yay. Which is a day when you draw comics every hour of the day about the things that you're doing during the day. Well, I didn't do that, because instead I went on a 30-kilometer hike around a really big lake and completely messed up my legs. So I didn't have time to draw all that. But in the weeks after, I thought, what the hell? And I drew a comic about it. And I recorded some of the process. And I didn't record most of the process. But today I'm going to share with you the part of the process that I did record. So let me show you how accessible art can be. We are only going to use a sketchbook, a pen and a pencil, and a lot of procrastination. So I just edited the intro to this video and it looks terribly rehearsed and awful, and it was completely spontaneous off the top of my head. I'm just not a good actress, and if I was, I would re-record it and make it look actually good and natural. But I'm not going to do that because I'm done being a perfectionist. What has perfectionism ever got me? Nothing at all. From now on, I'm going to be lazy as fuck. I bet this sounds horrible because I'm not natural in front of the camera, or even without the camera. Oh look, I'm wearing the exact same clothes like 2 months ago when I actually recorded these clips. Don't worry, I washed it several times in between. I just only have like 5 outfits because my wardrobe is really small. But anyway, let's talk about comic making. Well, there's nothing I can teach you about comic making because I know nothing at all. I never really read comics very much. I never really drew comics very much. I'm completely out of my depth, which fits perfectly with my new persona of not giving a fuck. Because if the last few years, and really if I think about it, all of my life have taught me is that putting effort into things only makes you cry. Effort is for losers and for nerds. And I used to be one of those things. And I'm still both. If I wasn't lazy, I would write a really good script for this. But I am, and this video is already 3 months late. Not that anyone cares. Not that I care. But I had less fun drawing these sketches because I was moving the camera all the time. So if I had to inconvenience myself doing that, I have to use this footage somewhere. And here we are. I could have also used some really dull royalty-free music, but I'm sick of those. I'm sick of listening to them. I'm sick of editing to them. So instead, you're getting a really dull voiceover. What you gonna do about it? Dislike, unfollow, unsubscribe. So let's talk about hourly comic day. It's an internet challenge started by someone that I found out about through social media posts and then decided to make because I have to tell you how interesting my life is, because that's really important for you to know. Also, I can draw. Haha, get fucked AI prompters. Got 'em. But anyway, even though I've never consumed comics, I think they're kind of cool. And I've tried to make some, and I hated it because it's a lot of work. And I hate to work a lot. I'm an artist. I'm not here to contribute to society. I'm here to complain and waste paper. I honestly don't know what is happening to this voiceover, but I feel like someone went back in time and let my teenage self record this. This is basically what every single essay I wrote as a 15-year-old sounded like. I'm sorry to all my teachers and all those people who read my essays in all these competitions I entered. I still feel underappreciated. You owe me prizes. Anyway, back to inking this comic, because I already drew it in pencil, by the way. I'm cheating like that. I'm just doing some inking on camera so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Also, I love inking because I can turn my brain off. I don't like to have my brain on very often because it's very annoying to have all that background noise. As you can see from my work, I'm really unprofessional. I don't know anything about anatomy, proportions, or perspective because these bore me, so I never learned it properly. And now I don't have to because the machines already took my job. Enjoy. But anyway, you might be surprised to hear that actually I had a point when I started this rant, but we'll hear it after this interruption from my past self. So I've just realized that I've done a dumb thing. normally in the sketchbooks, the pages are kind of thin, and you can see that the pen from this page is kind of, it's not really bleeding, but you can definitely see it on the page behind, which is why I was typically skipping a spread. I will be drawing something here, but I would skip a spread so that the sketches can be a bit more clean, like here. But of course, and I did intend to draw another similar house on this side, but now I won't be doing that. But yeah, because between this sketch and me starting this little comic thing, there's been some time passed, some months, and I kind of forgot that I need to be skipping a spread in between those sketches. So I sketched using every page. I haven't quite finished it. There'll be one more spread. But yeah, I didn't skip pages, and these are not amazing sketches, so I could just, you know, do them over. But will I do that? No, I don't think so. I'm lazy. I kind of just wanted to relax a bit with the inking and all that. And I guess they will get pretty messy once I get to this side, because yeah, you can see this is annoying me. This was, especially this part, it was a lot of work, and I don't want to do it again. It's probably going to be a better result if I did it again, because this is a lot of stuff that it's out of my comfort zone, and it was a good little practice, and it will be even better little practice to do it over. I could even make these pages more interesting, because like I was a bit lazy here. I got a bit more brave here, so I started adding more people, but yeah, I'm not doing all that again. Like, I just can't see myself doing that. And yeah, I guess it's gonna get messy. This is really annoying. This is really annoying me, but too bad. Anyway, this fits perfectly with the low effort that this video is going to be, or is already. So, there was a point I promised you earlier. Let me make it. The point is that I suck at drawing comics. I suck at drawing. I sell my drawing. People have bought my drawings, but I still suck at it. And that's okay. The thing is, I really enjoy drawing. It's fun. It's actually fun. It takes me a long time. I'm not very fast at it. I procrastinate a lot. I get distracted a lot. This is a 4 sketchbook pages spreads of comic, and it took me 2 months. Well, not continuously, obviously. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, it was really, really inefficient. Sure, I didn't do it for job, but that doesn't matter. I'm very inefficient, I'm very unproductive. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes that is a problem. But I like to have fun. I enjoy having fun. I could have prompted each and every of these panels, let's call them that. Let's pretend this is a legit comic, which it is not, by the way. I could have made it look very sleek and professional. But would that be fun? No, it won't be. So why would anyone do that? Anyway, here's another interruption. Alright, so I messed up again. Let me show you. It's right here. I don't know if you can see. Right here at the window. So what I wanted to show is that... Whoa, am I too close to the mic? Sorry. What I wanted to show is that as I was... Sorry, I kicked the camera. This is not going great. So, what I wanted to show here is that as I was traveling on the train and looking out the window, it was very misty outside, and I wanted to show that with the drawing. So, I wanted to make the foreground very dark and the background more soft, but it didn't come out clear enough. I shouldn't have used solid lines. I should have used kind of not connected lines. Maybe I did use this pen, which is thinner, but that wasn't good enough. So then I went over it with the white marker to, I don't know, make it more blurry or whatever, but now it just looks like a dirty mess. So it didn't work out. And now the page is ruined or whatever. Well, I guess I learned what not to do. But yeah, I'm a little bit bummed out. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if you need someone to do your hobbies for you, something is wrong. You need to learn how to have fun. And pressing a button and having something come into existence, I don't know, but it's not fun. When I was a kid, I wanted to be good at drawing, so I was drawing a lot, but I wasn't good at drawing. So sometimes I would take my picture books and I would copy the illustrations in them. I will take a paper, put it in front of the page, hold the page against the window, you know the trick, and copy whatever illustration I liked, and then I would cover it and I'll cut it out and I'll feel satisfied for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be like, well, I didn't learn anything, and I'll feel more frustrated because sure, I have a nice drawing, but I didn't make that. And if I could understand that at 9-year-old. Anyway, draw conclusions. Why did I make this about AI? I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot lately and I enjoy ranting. So, I started this video like 100 years ago and then lost motivation and whatever, and I have like maybe 3 other videos that are like kind of unfinished that I'm now trying to go through and get done and see if I feel like making any new ones, I guess. And I only have footage of myself drawing the first spread of this comic thing. Now that it's actually finished, I thought for closing of the video, I'll take you for a little sketchbook tour where I'll show you the rest of the sketches and we can together all see how it all turned out. Alright, welcome to the sketchbook tour. So for this comic not comic thing, what I've done is I separated the spreads into 4 sections, and each section represents an hour of the day that I was awake. And initially I wanted to go a bit more in depth. I made a couple of different panels over here, but you know, over time the desire for complexity kind of goes down for me. So in the end there is just 1 illustration per hour. And so for the first hour from 6 to 7 we have waking up, breakfast and coffee, getting dressed and packing up and leaving. Then 7 to 8 is sitting on the train, having really awkward arms over here and body and everything. And also we still have this messed up fog situation, but we don't care about it. Then 8 to 9 is meeting up and starting the hike. I used Google Street View for this corner over here and I completely made up the people. For this beginning of the hike, going into the forest towards the lake. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but the hike was walking around a really big lake, like a loop. And so this little sketch is based on a picture that I took the hour 10 to 11. This one is also based on a picture I took. From 10 to 11 we walked very nearby the lake and it was still really misty, so you couldn't really see much into the distance, and it was really beautiful and magical. Later on we walked through sort of a neighborhood nearby the lake with some really nice houses. Well, not that the houses in this particular section were that nice. There was a different section with even better looking houses, but in any case, in both of those cases, in fact, these houses had really amazing view of the lake, and me and the rest of my hiking companions were basically drooling all over these houses. Also, first sign of spring with some spring flowers. Let me remind you that's the beginning of February, and seeing any kind of growth at that time of year over here in Denmark is kind of new to me. From 12 to 1 we had a lunch break and we took a group photo, which I tried to recreate over here, and it's very awkward and bad. I hope the people I was hiking with never see this awful sketch. Everything is all the proportions are off, but I'm really happy I did it because it was really intimidating for me. I've never put so many people in one sketch, I don't think, and I definitely want to do more of it because it was fun, but this is not the best by any stretch. And then we continued by the lake. We saw this little observation tower. There was lots of ducks and other water birds. It was nice. Then we had this bit of the hike where we kind of got lost. Well, not really lost, but we weren't following the path that we intended to follow. So the whole hike ended up being maybe a little bit longer than it was supposed to. And it was already really, really long. It was probably the longest hike I've ever done, close to 30 kilometers. So yeah, there was this bit where people were trying to figure out which is the correct route and also to figure out how long we've walked. And then we made it to the train station again. We said goodbye. We sat on the train going home. By 4 I made it home. I had hot shower and tea, and I started relaxing because my body was completely destroyed. I basically laid in bed and just browsed nonsense on my phone, a good old brain rot for a couple of hours waiting for my boyfriend to make dinner. And then he did, and then we had dinner. I don't remember what that is, so I just threw a bunch of slop in the plates over there. Then I had some more chilling, getting ready for bed. I was ready for bed way earlier, but actually I was waiting for my boyfriend to watch the newest episode of Severance at the time, because the new season had just started at that time. And we watched that in bed. It's kind of hard to tell what is going on over here if you don't know the layout of the room, but we basically watch it on my second monitor on my desk, and yeah, we're just in bed. My desk is in our bedroom. And then time for sleep. And yeah, I'm happy that I experimented with this kind of darker sketches here with some light and darkness sort of situation. Don't think it turned out amazingly, but I'm happy I tried it out. And yeah, this was great. This was fun. I'm glad you kept me company. That's it. See ya. Hey, so I'm just editing this video now, and it occurs to me that it's a beautiful unhinged mess that I wouldn't normally feel comfortable putting out there, but I don't know, I kind of love it. And I just want to address that since this video has been done in 2 main separate chunks and like few smaller under chunks, I think it's very easy to tell that there is a very different tone to both of those main chunks, and it's kind of weird, so I just want to acknowledge it. And I think these 2 chunks kind of represent this constant push and pull that is happening inside of me all of the time between this messy, slightly unhinged person and this slightly more put together, slightly more hinged person. And it is at times very weird to balance that, and this video doesn't do that. And I'm okay with it. I'm trying to persuade myself that I'm okay with it. I am okay with it.